So we have an idea for a game that we're going to make. It's going to be a survival MMO connected to real data, maybe. First, so the survival is, you're not aggressive, you just have to survive on an landmass. There's going to be very little game to this. I guess it's just a test of, could I do a really simple MMO and then become rich? So let's start. We want to do pixel art. What's a good size for pixel art? Well, what's the is this game going to be on web? Yeah, it's going to be a web game. It's going to be a itch.io web game. Now, before I get too deep into this, I should probably actually figure out if I can even build this. Can I build this? Ooh, web HTML5. Yes. Yeah, boy. Right, how big is our scene? How big is our camera? Godot camera size. How big is the camera? Viewport. Camera. I don't have a clue. Maybe can I just like make this a different size? Interesting. Right, well, let's just do 800 by 600. We'll add a background, alpha channel, delete all that. And then, what does an iceberg look like? It's very white. And it's kind of like this shape. Oh, this is huge. Way too many pixels. Scale image. It's half it. There you go. Is that the size of an iceberg? Actually googling icebergs. You know what, let's go with that. That, I think, is too blue. That's more like the iceberg I recognise. In fact, even whiter. Brill. And then there will be a small blue a bit. Like maybe down here in the sea. Iceberg, iceberg, doop-a-doop-a-doo. You are an iceberg. Hey, that's kind of nice. Do a few cracks, a little bit jagged here and there. Bring that a bit up a little bit. Maybe bring that bit down a little bit as well, actually. Yeah, cool. I have a few little bits over here as well. Might make a cup of tea. do a crack over here. Be a crack in the iceberg. We also like make it look a little bit more. Actually, I don't like that crack. Can we also? We do. Can we also? What word am I trying to say? Can we give it a little bit of height? Would this help us to do height? Is that too white now? So you do height. Alright, you know what? Forget about the height. Save that. Export to my Survive the Eco game. Let's make a folder. Oh, we got res. Why isn't there anything in here? Strange. Create new folder, call it assets. We'll call this iceberg main. Okay. And let's make, for the sake of why did I just put the, why didn't I just put the sea here? I guess maybe I wanted it to float around, but that's not necessary for what we're doing right now. Right, what colour is the ocean? The ocean is bluer, darker. Gorgeous! Gorgeous! What else is the ocean? It's also got a little white specks in. Little white specks. Almost like fluffy white specks is what I want. Is there no way to fluff it up? Yeah, less fluff though. Spacing. I'll make it better. Massive amounts of spacing. Dynamics on. Confetti. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's nice. Holy shit. Sometimes I feel like I've got some talent here. That's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Cool. Let's put that into our level. Child node. Sprite. Beautiful. So, we don't want the game to be this small. Can we lock the resolution? Go lock resolution. Maybe we'll do that later. Just make it big. That size. I've made it bigger. Filter linear. There we go. Beautiful. That actually looks like garbage. Well, anyway. So, next step. What's going to be surviving on this? It's going to be... So one thing we don't want to do with an MMO is we don't want to have to worry about physics. If we use physics and networking, it will kill me. So, what I was thinking of doing is having it so it's like grid based and you can only move to grids that are free. Hello Alfred. Get out the way, I can't see. So, now we need to make our character. What's our character going to be? How much space do we need? It's a good resolution. Resolution for basic pixel art. Oh, do you know what? We've got our characters from the other game that we made. Wonder if we can use them. God, we wrote a lot of code, didn't we? Not prefab sprites. Show me. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? I like that slime. Death. Amazing. Right, no, maybe none of them. What do we want? We're going to have to do penguins, aren't we? Going to have to do penguins. Okay, let's have a look at what penguins look like. Oh my god, happy feet, so cute. Actually, what size were those assets? 32 by 32. Sounds good to me. Why won't you... There you go. So, a penguin. Round heads. Whoa, look at this. It's changing all the time. Whoa. That's cray cray. Nope. So, dynamics off. Cool. Pixel. 1 pixel. Penguin has a head. Penguin has a body. Penguins' heads are smaller than their bodies. Let me start with the body first. Penguin arm, cute, big fat bodies, little penguin feet. Oh, very cute. And then little heads. Fuck me, I can't draw a circle to save my life. And then penguins have little beaks. And they have little eyes. And then they are mostly white. Actually, if they're baby penguins, they're a little bit grey. And then they might be white. According to this on the face, around the eyes. Cute. Around the eyes. And then that might be black. Suddenly it looks like a penguin. But now you can't see that it's got a nose. penguin, that is. Gorgeous. Okay, so you are a penguin. Penguin. And we call this the player. And there we have it. So, next thing. A script. Godot. Move to mouse click. Have you done mouse and input coordinates? So we'll make a script. Should we do the script for the node or the player? Hello, Alfred. I guess for now we'll do it. We'll do it here. Gotta call it. Sure, let's call it main. Input mouse. Seems easy enough. Oh, there's a way to connect things up nicely, isn't there? Was it export? Was it export player and 2D? Is that how you do it? Video export var. So this about. Oh. Why is that upset? So we've now exported player, so we connect that up to there, and we want to on click move the player. So Godot lerp to position. I think lerp, is it lerp we want to do? Can't remember. Godot, is it tween to position? Yeah, it's tween, isn't it? We want to do a tween. Okay. Tween, tween, tween. Move tween equals get tree, create tween, bind node player, move tween, tween property. Don't know what bind node does actually. Let's find out what bind node does. Binds this tween with the given node. Tweens are processed directly on the source tree, so they run independently of the animated nodes. When you bind a node to the tween will halt the animation of the objects you know inside the tree, and the tween will not kill when it's bound. Okay, cool. Probably not necessary, but done it anyway. Tween property player, and we want it to be position. And we want it to go to event.position. Too few arguments. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and how long do we want it to take? I don't know. 1 second. Holy shit. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. That's because move speed. I always wanted to take. No, I want it to be consistent move speed. So to do that, your move speed is going to be. How do you work that out? My cat's just staring at me. Length equals player dot position minus event dot position, and then dot. Is it distance or length? Oh, you know, I suppose I could have just done that instead. Player dot distance to there. That should give me back a float. And then with that, God, what do I do? Do I divide it by movement speed? Is it movement speed divided by length? Let's try them and see which one works. That didn't work. Damn, that's fast as fuck. Time to move 1000. Wow. No, it's getting slower and slower. I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what? That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Work that out another day. This is just about getting the very basic feel of the game in. So you can now move about. Now, we don't want you to be able to move off the map though. So how do we do that? Well, what I'm thinking is we make another. Or do we make another node, or do we make a? Yeah, we'd have a child node, and it would be an area 2D. An area 2D needs a collision shape. Collision polygon. And it's going to be fuck. Let's remove just a few of these. Right. We'll just be rough with it for now. Didn't quite work. This one needs to be here. You don't need. Oh, because it's concave. Ah. Cool. Right. Now we want to make sure that you can only click in the area. Bounds, we call it area 2D, and then we say sign bounds, bounds. And now we want to say Godot check is collision with area 2D. So how do we do that? We don't want to say... We don't want it to actually have any collision. We're not using it for that reason. We're using it purely to do a kind of check. Godot vector within area 2D. Area 2D has a signal called input event that only triggers when there's an event event. When there's an input event within the collider, so I could connect it up. Ah. It's not really what I want though, is it? Kind of what I want, but it's not actually what I want. Maybe I should be learning to use signals better. So like, where is it? Event input. Mouse entered. Mouse exited. Oh, that's kind of perfect actually. Okay, can I connect those up to here? Mouse shape entered. Mouse entered. Input pickable to be true. Requires input pickable to be true. I'm assuming it means of the higher level thing. Input pickable. Yes. Test. Cool. Input pickable. Oh, my bitrate is really low for some reason. By a lot? Huh. Anyway. So now, maybe instead of this, I put all this here. Maybe. Look at that. That was easy. Perfect. Now you can't leave the garden. And now I was being lazy. Well, I am lazy. If I wanted to, I could make it so you can click here and it clips you to there. But I think what I'll do is just make it so you can only click in the garden. Cool. Oh, Alfred, you gotta stop bothering me. Right, now I feel like we need to think about everything else. So, what's the MMO part? The MMO part is there's going to be hundreds or thousands of other people on this bit of land, and this land will shrink. So there's the shrinking aspect to do, which probably is more of a visual thing. I guess the hard part is networking and yeah, multiplayer. So how does that work? Godot multiplayer. What does it offer? High level versus low level. Hmm. I'm already scared. Multiplayer peer. Mm, I guess I'm thinking this is so low latency. Do you say low latency? This game can be so high latency that it could just be like one giant sort of JSON file. Well, not JSON file, just one big string of positions. You know, grids. The whole thing is just a grid. And you click on your grid and it tries to put you in that slot. And if it can, you move to it. And if it can't, you don't move to it. Like RuneScape. And then we can decide if we want it so that you can overlap. Or maybe we sort of do a bit of smoke and mirrors so that if there's 100 of you all in the same little slot, and it just sort of it just like staggers you around a bit so you're all stood around near each other. And then the main player's always in the middle. And then that's kind of nice because then there's a little feeling of companionship. You're all in your own little spot, hoping to survive. I like it, I like it. Bring mirror up and write that down. So I think my next job is to read up on networking and deal with that. But just to give you an example of what I meant. Say you'd come along, right, and you'd click. How do I hide this? So you come along and you like, click here, click, and your character moves there, but there's a bunch of other characters. Well, then they would just sort of hang out around, you know, nearby. was the idea. Cool. So you'd be like, oh, I want to go here. And then you end up hanging out with all these other players.